Okay, so on this Venn diagrams lesson, we're going to go through 2 circle Venn diagrams and 3 circle Venn diagrams. We probably won't get to the 3s today. Today we'll probably just do the 2s. So we'll do the 3s on Friday. So that's the 31st. And then on Monday, we'll probably finish it up doing the 3 circles. And then I'll probably just give you your quiz in the second half of class instead of giving you work time on the assignment. We'll just do the quiz as the assignment. And then Tuesday will be a study day / start the next unit. And then Wednesday is the exam because there's a pep rally on the Wednesday. And so it's just a better use of our time. Okay? So that's where we're at. Okay. Well, then Reese will get done the test early. Okay, so if we just look, so do you have this example on lesson 3? Do you have this exact thing? Okay. So it says, consider the following 2 sets of numbers. They're subsets of the universal set. Okay, so on a Venn diagram, okay, the universal set, what it is the universal set is every number. So within that square, within that rectangle, you have to have all the numbers from 1 to 20. Okay, because it's the natural numbers less than 20. Sorry, 1 to 19. So all the natural numbers 1 to 19. So if you look at this Venn diagram, you should be able to see every number from 1 to 19 in this picture right here. Now, some of the numbers are outside the circles, some of them are just in one circle, and some of them are in both circles. Where you place those numbers is based on these definitions right here. So circle A is natural numbers less than 20 that are also divisible by 3. So set A, so if we were to list out the elements of that set, so natural numbers less than 20 that are divisible by 3, so that's your 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. Now, if you look inside circle A, you will see those numbers, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. But notice 15 is in that overlapping area, but that is because of the next one. So set B is natural numbers that are less than 20 that are divisible by 5. So that would be 5, 10, 15. Now, notice that 15 is in both sets. So that is why 15 goes right here. So when you are creating a Venn diagram, okay, when you're plotting the numbers onto the Venn diagram, you must start here. You start in the overlap. Okay. The overlap, the and here, this is the intersection. So divisible by 3 and 5, that's that number 15. So in other words, we always start with the intersection. If you think about it, like if two things intersect, they cross each other's paths, right? So it's where those 2 circles cross each other. That's the intersect. Divisible by 3 or 5, this is the union. What this is every number that is either in this circle, or both circles. So it would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 15, 5, and 10. That is the union. It's in all 3. Because it's everything, right? Intersection means overlap. Union means everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything in the circles. Okay? All these numbers outside the circles, Those are your not, because they're not in circle A and they're not in circle B. They're the nots. So the numbers that match the condition of A go in circle A. The numbers that match the condition of B go in circle B. Any numbers that are overlapping, you start with those and then you build out from there. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. Everyone good? Okay. So let me just go like that. Okay, so what we're going to do here with this is we're just going to color. So it says, in each of the following Venn diagrams, shade the region. So if you want to borrow some highlighters, you're more than welcome to. You'll probably need 2 colors for this so that you can see the overlap. Okay, so if you want to borrow 2 colors, come on up and borrow. Okay, so we just talked about this, but we'll go through it anyway. Okay, so where do the 2 circles intersect? So intersect is right here. So you need to understand how, so the word intersect means A and B, or they could write it like that. So you need to understand, so this right here, this is called set notation, because I'm using the little notation for intersect instead of writing the word intersect. But where the 2 sets intersect, that's what we call intersection, or A and B. A union of 2 sets, so this is A or B, and so this is how it looks on your, so it's the union's easy, it looks like a U, right? So if this is union, this is intersect. So union means one or the other or both. So it means everything in this circle, everything in this circle, and everything in the overlap. Essentially, if it's in the circles, it's the union. And if you think about union, right, think of it in terms of marriage, right? When you call it a union of 2 people, it's 2 people coming together. They're still their own people, but they're coming together. So it's person A, person B, and their togetherness. That's union. Okay? Okay, the complement of set A. So again, the way it's going to be written is A with a little apostrophe. So what this means everything outside of circle A. So everything outside circle A. So here's circle A. So what I do is I'm going to outline it with a highlighter, and then I'm going to color in everything that is outside circle A. So here's a sample of a diploma exam question. So a diploma exam question could give you 4 different Venn diagrams, all with different shadings. Okay? And then beside those 4 pictures, it will give you 4 statements. So it will say this, 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 and 1 more. And you have to match the picture to the sets. So it's a really good little numeric response question. Okay? So do you understand intersection, union, and not? So visually, when you look, this is why kids like Venns, because it visually makes sense. So not A means everything outside of A. Like visually, that's what it looks like. And so any numbers or any data that is outside circle A, that's what not A is. Instead of going kind of what we're doing on the quiz where you're thinking of everything that was in universal, okay, what's all those numbers? And then these are the ones that are A. So then going backwards and finding the ones that are missing. That takes forever. But if you can just look at the picture, it makes it way, way, way easier. Okay. So here we've got, so what they've done is they've gone in and filled in a whole bunch of pictures. Notice the diagrams are all the exact same. So circle A is all numbers less than 20 that are divisible by 3. Circle B is divisible by 20. 15 is on both, so that's why it's in the middle. And then every number less than 20 is on the outside. Okay? So it's the same picture from example 1. So in each of the following, lightly shade what it represents, and then give the number of elements in the set. So it says shade set A. So set A is everything that's in circle A. It's that. It doesn't matter that 15's in both. It's all the numbers inside circle A. Okay. This one, it's all the numbers inside circle B. It doesn't matter that 15's in both. It's everything that's in circle B. I'm just going to use probably the same color for everything just to make it a little easier. So, okay. I've got tons of highlighters up here, so. Okay. So, not A. So again, this means not A. So put a line around A. Okay, so circle A like the sun. And then you're going to color in everything inside this box, but don't put any color inside A. So just as a little add-on, what does this N here mean? Number. So what are the number of elements not in A? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's 13 elements that have been colored in outside of circle A. Oh, hold on, maybe. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Are you sure? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so then what does not B mean? Well, not B means everything outside of circle B. So put a line around B or an arc around B, and then you're going to color in everything that's not in that circle. Visually, this should make sense to you. It should, ideally. Okay. If we're looking for the number of elements not in B, it should be 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, 16. Yes, that's right, 16. So in this unit, where we're going with this here is that right now I'm giving you the data on the Venn diagram, right? And I'm just now teaching you where to look with your eyes, okay? The next step of this is to make you create the Venn diagram, then have you look where your eyes go. But it's coloring, okay? So that's the steps we're doing here. Okay, so if I just pull this down a little ways, then I'll pull this down a little ways. Okay, so what does this symbol here mean? What's this one mean? And intersect, yes. So intersect means overlap. Okay. So overlap, whoops, what am I doing? So overlap is just this part right there. What does this mean? It means union. So it means either both, or you can think of it as everything. Now, when I say everything, do you understand that just means everything in the circles, not everything in the rectangle? Okay. So both circles, including the overlap. That's what union is. Okay. So the number of elements in A and B is 1. The number of elements in A or B is 8. Okay, so remember I said the diploma starts with like 5 questions from this unit. Okay, most of those questions are going to be multiple choice. Okay, there might be 1 numeric response in there, maybe 2. I doubt it, probably just 1 numeric response. One of the choices will be the answer for intersect. One of them will be the answers for union. So you have to make sure that you keep that. You have to understand that this means intersect. Intersect means overlap. Union means both. You've got to get that memorized in your head. Otherwise, this test is going to go very badly for you because you'll have an answer to circle, but you won't realize you're doing the whole thing wrong. Okay. Okay, so now let's get into some complements now. Okay, so this is where 2 colors come in really handy. So I want to show you first how I think about it, and then you can decide how you would like to draw that on your own. Okay? So not A. So not A for me means everything outside of circle A. Okay, that's that. Okay. This symbol here means intersect, and intersect means overlap. So circle B is this part right here. So where did I have overlap? That is where you have 2 colors. So where do I have 2 colors? Right here. Okay. So it would just be the 5 and the 10. Could you have gotten the lids mixed up? Okay. So don't work ahead of me on this, because if you color it in wrong, right, you're going to make a mess. So just we'll do each question together. Okay. Okay. So what is A? Well, A is this circle right here. Right? That's A. Okay. Not B is everything outside of B. So here's B. Everything outside of it is all of that. Okay. So you see right here how I've got the 2 colors? It kind of looks like a pinky red. That would be the and answer because you got overlap. This is union. So this is the or answer, or in other words, it's the both. So in other words, it's anything that's got color on it. So it's anything that's got color. Anything. It doesn't matter if it's got 1 color or 2 colors. If it's got colors, okay, it's part of the union. So all of these numbers, they are all part of the answer. The only answers that aren't included are 5 and 10. So and is two colors. So and is two colors. Or is anything that's colored. Okay, so intersection has to have the two colors, or union has to have, if it's colored, it counts because it's one or the other or both. So here, my one or the other, my one would be 15, my other one would be all of these, my both is right here. So it's one or the other or both. Okay. So if you color it in, it's unioned. If it overlaps the colors, it's intersect. Okay. Okay. Not in A, and so overlap, not in B. So not in A is everything outside of A. Not in B is everything outside of B. So which ones have two colors? Those. What some kids were doing is when they were coloring in to save space or save time, they would do one color like this, okay? And then they would do the other color like that. And so you'd look for the crosshatch, right? Like you'd look for, okay? I find two colors works nice because you can, and if you're using highlighter, there's nothing saying you can't do this with stripes. Like if you just do it with lines instead of doing a solid color. I like my highlighters because I can physically see them change color when I lay one on top of the other. Okay. Okay, so same idea here. So not A. So not A means coloring everything outside of circle A. So here's my A. I'm going to color in all that. I don't know if you've noticed, but my coloring is getting substantially worse with every question that I do. I would fail kindergarten. Okay, so there's not A. Not B is everything outside of circle B. So this is union. So this is or. So essentially, if it's got a color, it counts, right? One or the other or both colors. So if it's got a color, it counts. So what's the only number that I wouldn't include in my list? 15, right? 15 is the only number that doesn't have a color. So if it's got one color or two colors, it counts. Okay. Okay, so what I do with this, so this is similar to the quiz. Do this first. So this means A and B. And is where they overlap. So where do they overlap? They overlap right here. So that's the A and B. Okay. So what is not that? Not that is everything else. So not that is all of that. So not colored. So finally, A or B means one or the other or both, right? So A or B means this. So A or B, right? One or the other or both. Not that would be anything here. Would be anything that isn't colored. This is literally learning how to read math. And it's coloring. I strongly recommend you bring highlighters into the diploma for this section of the exam. Remember, this is the first 5 questions. Okay. The answers will be the numbers that match the coloring. So the answer for this one, so let's say A, B, C, D, the answer will be 1, 2, 11, 17, 4, 7, 14, 3, 8, 19, 16. That's the correct answer. But one of the distractions will be what I've colored here in the yellow, right? Like, it's so easy to create 3 wrong answers with this, because if you're hoping that one answer will be the numbers and then the wrong answers will have like 25s written in them, you are sadly mistaken. They're all going to have the numbers from 1 to 19. It just depends on what you've colored. So they're all going to have the same number, like similar numbers. It's not like one's going to have 75 to 100. And you're like, well, of course it can't be that because these are the numbers I'm dealing with. These guys are idiots. They're not going to go easy on you. Okay. So honestly, what I strongly recommend you do on these questions is just hide the choices, hide A, B, C, D, and just color and figure out what the answer is and then reveal, and the answer will be there. Okay. Okay, so that's step 1. We'll ignore that. Okay, so step 2. So let's see if we can actually do this now. Okay, so what I've done on this example is I've written it, so here's the question in words, here's the question using the notation. So I don't know on the diploma, like sometimes on the diploma they'll write it with words and sometimes they'll write it with notation. So I've just put all the notations highlighted in yellow. That doesn't appear on your booklet, but I've just written them in there just to get you kind of used to those notations. Okay, so here's our filled in Venn diagram. Okay, so what are the elements of set P? So this means everything in circle P. So that would be 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't matter that 1 and 10 are in the overlap, they're still part of circle P. What are all the elements in circle Q? 1, 7, 10, and 29. Okay. Okay, so if you have to go back and look at your colorings, what is P and Q? So and is the overlap. So what overlaps? 1 and 10. Okay, not, oh, D is over here. So P or Q. So P or Q means union. So it means one or the other or both. So in other words, if it's in circle P, it counts. If it's in circle Q, it counts. If it's in both circles, it counts. So it's 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 29. And by the way, I have no idea what these numbers represent, nor do I care, right? I'm just there to return the data. Not P. Not P means everything outside circle P. So here's circle P. Everything outside that. So that would be 7, 11, 16, and 29. Nope, any order. Okay. Not Q means everything outside the circle of Q. Sounds like a religion. 2, 8, 9, 11, 16. Okay, the circle of Q. There we go. Have our new name for our club. Straightforward so far? Okay, so just like in language, it's the knots that are going to drive you batty. Okay. So not P and not Q. So this is what it would look like with symbols. So not P and then the intersect sign, not Q. Okay, so I'm going to do this by coloring because I can't figure this out in my head. So not P means everything outside of circle P. So it's all of that. Not Q means everything outside circle Q. Okay. And, or intersect, means anything that's overlapping. So anything that's got two colors. This color, this one, and this one. So 11 and 16 have two colors. If you're using highlighter, it will make way more sense. I'll do the next one with highlighter. Okay. So the reason why I'm not doing highlighter is because I've got 4 more questions to do. I can erase, you guys can't. So you would have to draw it for each separate one. Okay. Okay. So not P and Q. So let's do P and Q. Let's do P and Q first. So what does P and Q mean? P and Q is the overlap, right? So not that would mean everything outside of it, right? So everything outside of that overlap. So 11, 2, 9, 8, 7, 29, and 16. So everything that's outside of that overlap. I think you can see why I did not like this unit, right? Why I was so freaked out about teaching it, because I've never seen it before. Like it's just like, but once you start talking yourself through it, it's slow down. It's just coloring. Yeah. Okay. Not P or Q. So symbolically, it means P or Q and not that. So P or Q. So what does P or Q mean? It means this and that, right? One or the other or both. So not that. Not that would be everything around the edge. So that would be 11 and 16. Okay. So P or Q. Okay. So we actually already have it highlighted here. This is P or Q. Okay. Oh, should say and, right? What does yours say? Not P or not Q? Okay. Or not Q. Okay. So not P. Okay, so not P. So circle everything outside of P. So not P is that. Not Q is the, whoop, got a little happy there. Is that. Okay, so ignore that. So not P, and then it's the or, right? So or means essentially if it's got color, we write it down. So if it's been colored, so the only numbers I don't write down are 1 and 10. So 11, 2, 9, 8, 7, 29, 16. Okay, just a funky thing that happens. Notice these two answers are the same and those two answers are the same. Saying not P and not Q. So this. So saying not P and not Q is the same as saying P or Q, not that. Not P and not Q is the exact same thing as saying P or Q, not that. So the reason why I bring that up to you is that as long as you understand what you're reading, quite often we can word things as two different ways. Like I can say it this, if question A was this and question B was that, and you end up with the same answer, it's going to cause you to freak out. I'm telling you, don't freak out. They actually mean the same thing. Just take each question. We can word things several ways and have them still mean the same thing. So if you end up with the same answer for a couple of them, don't freak out. You can very well get the same answer even though things are worded very differently. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here's where the actual funness begins. Is where we actually start creating data that have a context. So your diploma is context-based, okay? Meaning it's not just going to be numbers on a van, those numbers represent something. So if we look here, it says the diagram displays the number of students who are members of student council, so that's the S, and the number of student council who are on yearbook. Okay, so the question is, how many students are on student council? Not 12, 15. Yeah, yeah, 12 plus 3. Yeah. Okay, so here's my question to you. Okay, actually, I'll get to it here in just a sec. So again, don't worry about this. Usually the diploma isn't going to give it to you in symbols. The diploma is going to give it to you in words. Okay. On both student council and yearbook. 3. It's the intersect. Now notice the word intersect did not appear anywhere in that question, but you found intersect. So this is what I mean. When we add context to it, the questions actually become way easier because I don't have to use the word intersect. I can now use the word both. Because I wouldn't say how many students are intersecting student council and yearbook. I would never say that. I'd say how many kids are on both. On yearbook, but not on student council. So they're in the yearbook circle, but they're not in the student council circle. 7. Now, another way to say this is to say only on yearbook. So the diploma is notorious for using the word only. So only on yearbook means not student council. On student council or yearbook. So or means one or the other or both. Yep, 12 plus 3 plus 7. So 22. Now, just for argument's sake, we'll finish here. What if I had the number 5 out here? If I put the number 5 out here, what would that mean? Right, they're in neither. So they're in neither student council nor yearbook. So this is where we'll pick up tomorrow. So all we're going to do tomorrow is I'm just going to huck different pictures at you. So now that you've got used to where your eyes should go, it should be pretty straightforward. But again, so look here. It made no sense to say intersect. What made more sense was to say both. It makes no sense to say union. I would never say which student councils are the union, which numbers are the union of student council and yearbook. I'd say no, which kids are on student council or yearbook. You would understand that student council or yearbook means one or the other or both, right? You would naturally understand that. You don't need to realize that it's union and intersect. So when we bring context into this, the questions actually get way easier because they're going to be worded in a way that makes sense. Okay?